All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to the men on the highways and the byways that are pushing out this word in truth and sincerity, and to the remnant men, women, and children of the elect. To you all, I say Shalom. My name is Ahmawan Ahyash, and I'm back with another lesson through the power and the spirit of Yahawah. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I had this video pulled up that I want to play that I came across. Thought it was very telling when it comes to exactly what's going on here in America and Babylon the Great and abroad, because Bible prophecy is not just, although Babylon the Great is a major player in prophecy, there's a lot going on throughout the four corners of the earth. Esau, Edom mainly is directly connected to Babylon the Great, but there's so much more going on with these other nations, with World War III, this, that, and the third, and just a lot. I mean, I just saw a short of DJ Trump speaking in a way where he's visibly upset at Israel, because every time they get closer to a agreement, Israel go ahead and bombs and send strikes over at Hezbollah or Lebanon. So it's just one of those things, man. Bible prophecy is not gonna miss. You know what I mean? The reason why Trump would be so upset is because it's really nothing that he can do, right? He has bosses, there's elite bankers, there's a lot more. Like, Trump is really just a pawn, right? And he has a type of pride on him to where he doesn't want to be told anything. He wants to be, the leader of the free world, so to speak, and the most powerful man in the world. But the truth of the matter is, he takes orders, okay? And I don't want to veer off of the lesson that I have prepared, but there's a lot going on in the spirit. These things have to lead up to prophecy. These things have to build up prophecy, and we're just here to report on it. Honestly, this video that I have that I want to play, it's vexing, because you understand that it's vexing with the understanding, because knowing that we have to serve this devil here in this captivity, it's vexing. It's enough to vex you, but it's the spirit that allows us to get through all of that, and at the same time have the understanding of just knowing that we're here in our captivity under the so-called white man, under Esau. We're here to serve a punishment. It's not like it's just randomly happening and for no reason. Okay, we when you get the understanding, you just have to take accountability for turning our backs on the Lord and letting things play out the way according to the will of the Lord. Okay, so again, with this video, it's vexing because it yes, you can see at the top it says makes no sense, right? What this man is going to go into, what he's going to talk about, is something that we all know. Those of us men of the Lord who are following, who are keeping our eyes on Esau, Edom, and prophecy in Babylon and how things go, we understand what this is. It's really just a matter of, at this point, it's really just a matter of enduring, So that's really it. Let me play this, because it's going to go into, what Esau has done with the earth, and how he's so unjust and unfair. And ultimately, when you watch it, you say to yourself, this is why this man has to be destroyed. This is why the prophecy speaks about this man the way he does. All right, let me play it. Stop yapping. Salakia.
Trees are fruit trees, and then sold us back the fruit. They took the trees are fruit trees, and then sold us back the fruit. They took the water next, the rivers, the rain, the springs that fed civilizations for thousands of years. They took the water, bottled it, and sold it back to us. They took the land that existed long before any human being drew lines around it, and told you that if you wanted to stand on it, you better have a payment plan. Am I the only one this drives crazy? Everything you need to survive, water, food, shelter, was already here. Nobody created it, but somehow you were born owing for it. And why does a free life sound like such a crazy idea? Why does simply existing without debt, without bills, without permission, why does that sound like a fantasy? Who the hell convinced us that this is how it's supposed to be? They took...
All right, so as you can hear, this is just what looks like an Edomite just exposing the wickedness and the treachery of Esau Edom. Talking about the trees, the water, the rain, the land, the fruits. He basically just said everything that we need to survive was already here. You know what I'm saying? With them with them bottling up water and charging us for a free resource that that God created, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And we're not supposed to be. That's it. This is why Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the devil, because he has done it. Listen to what he says at the beginning. Let me play it one more time.
Trees are fruit trees, and then sold us back the fruit. They took the water next, the rivers, the rain, the springs that fed civilizations for thousands of years. They took the water, bottled it, and sold it back.
The rain, the trees, the water, and sold it and bottled it up, because he has access to do that. He has the power to do that. That's ultimately what it comes down to. He has the power to do it. Earth was given into the hand of the wicked, So for any brother or sister who comes across this video, and a lot of the stuff that we see and we talk about in terms of this right here, just identifying Esau Edom as who he is, which is the wicked, it's really just setting your foundation on in truth, because we already know Esau, what he's up to. We already know and have watched his works follow him. All right. So it's really just a matter of teaching the elect who this man is. Continue to push, continue to, expose this man, because he's the devil, man. Putting everything in plastic, just defiling everything. Everything under Esau Edom just turns to complete shit, man. All right. And he don't know no better. Let me keep playing.
They took the land that existed long before any human being drew lines around it, and told you that if you wanted to stand on it, you better have a payment plan. Am I the only one this drives crazy?
Like he said, everything that we need to survive was already here. How do you get to slaughter people, claim these things for yourself, and then sell it back to people, man? That's just evil, man. It's just evil.
Everything you need to survive, water, food, shelter, was already here. Nobody created it, but somehow you were born owing.
Somebody created it. The Lord created it. Yahawashi created the land, the water, the sun, the moon, the stars, all of these things that we need to survive. Yahawashi created them. Okay, so if we're gonna expose Esau Edom, we also have to give credit to Yahawashi, to the Creator.
For it. And why does a free life sound like such a crazy idea? Why does simply existing without debt, without bills?
Why doesn't a free life exist just freely, is what he asked. And number one, because like we said, Esau Edom's in rulership, but that's what the kingdom of heaven is for. That's what the kingdom of heaven represents. It represents a world a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. It represents glory. It represents no worries, trust, faith, order. We're not looking to get that on this side. You gonna pay like you weigh on this side. You know what I'm saying?
Without permission. Why does that sound like a fantasy? Who the hell convinced us that this is how it's supposed to be? They took the tree.
Who convinced us that this was how it's supposed to be? Esau, Edom convinced us that this is how it's supposed to be. Did he? Did he not? Did he not? He uses his propaganda, his radio, his TV, his imagery, his magazines, social media, okay? And he uses it all to prop himself up as this high-ranking, authoritative dignitary out here in this world that deserves your all of your mind, your brain power. Okay, the access that they have to our brains is like I said, through the social media, through the magazines, the TVs, the radio, all of the imagery, the movies, everything that we see and hear, and everything that people trust in, it was given to you. Okay, to stir up the mind, stir up the brain. Access, man. That's what it's about. They have so much access to our brains, to our lives, that he ultimately gets known as the guy that you go to when things fail, when things go wrong. And he's just, he put himself in the position of a savior. But he's the wicked. Truth be told. Let me go to Micah chapter 2 verse 1. It says, "Woe to the oppressors, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." I just wanted to mention that because the only way that you're able to bottle up, boil it, and sell it, chop down everything, have access to everything, chop down the trees, raise up farms, sell the food, sell everything. The only way that you can do that is if you conquer some shit. Right? And that's what Esau Edom has done. He's conquered Babylon, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you have trusted this man with your life. And it's gonna fail. That's why the scriptures say, "Woe was he who trusteth in man and make flesh his arm," something along those lines, roughly paraphrasing. Okay? Let me just go there real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 17. I believe it's verse 5. Yep, Jeremiah 17:5. "Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi." And why that's important is because you've given yourself over to this man's system completely. And you trusted him. You trusted him to make this. You trusted him enough to put a jab in your arm. That's just cold, man. It's cold, man. It's cold. It's only one way to put that shit cold. And if you stick with this man, it's gonna lead to your destruction. Period. All right. Because this guy's the devil, man. What he's done with the rulership is just completely wicked, completely evil. And when I was preparing this lesson, see the title I have? You need permission to just live. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of man, that's the, you gotta be, man. Sometimes this man leaves when you think about what he's really put forth in the earth, it leaves you speechless. It truly does. When you think about how much he can't be trusted, when you think about the control that what he's trying to pull off with this New World Order system. This technocracy he's trying to raise up. I sometimes I said, this man is out of his mind. Because he is. He's a maniac. He's a bloodthirsty maniac. You know? It says, thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord. Because when you trust in man and don't lean on Yahawashi, it's crazy. It's just, from putting jabs in your arm to freaking, ultimately it's going to lead to micro C-hips in your arm, and not being able to buy and sell, and just, it's going to be a different, society. I always say this, society is going to look unrecognizable in this man's new system, and that video says a lot, because he really, again, there's a lot of stuff that we know, all right, that we've heard over and over.
And listen, they took the trees
that we've heard over and over, but at the end of the day, man, it's just the truth needs to be revealed about who's running things. And again, I'm saying it and mentioning it like this because for the new listeners, for those who aren't used to hearing the truth about the devil, about the evil, this evil man, it's just we have to stay locked into the spirit and stay, and that's how that works, let me get a quick precept. This is the book of Isaiah 24, because remember, this man has seized the water, bottled it up, and made it so that he can charge you for such a natural resource as water, such as is insane. Isaiah 24:4, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do language. Verse 5, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, broken the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. So there's Esau can't. He just can't. He's the ultimate. Can't get right. The earth is fading under this man's control. Scriptures say, when the wicked are, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear authority, the people rule. The people mourn. So what do you expect from the devil? What do you expect? Because the scriptures say the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. What do you expect from him? Right? If your expectation is something different, then you're the fool. All right, let me run through these precepts. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 12, and verse 8. It says, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. Right? Because he's exalted because you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American is giving this man a pass. You're giving this man a lifelong pass the way he can't do no wrong. So, he continually, he studies you. He understands what your weaknesses are, your strengths are. He understands how to play to your flesh, and he's done a masterful job of that. And the wicked, he walk on every side. The vilest man's exalted. Everybody's exalting the so-called white man, putting them in that seat, putting them in that position. Anytime so-called Jakes come together and do some shit, it's like a holiday, so to speak. Esau does this shit in his sleep. You put somebody high ranking up, like for example, Obama, you put him in office, it turns into fucking, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's mayhem. It's like, it's amongst our people. Esau, that shit ain't nothing to him. The vilest men are exalted. And make no mistake about it, this man is vile. These wicked elites, man, they get away with all sorts of freaking evil. All right? They mass murder nations. They go and mass murder these nations and seize them. steal their wealth and their resources, and just completely destabilizes. They be destabilizing whole regions, man. You know? Going into these nations, handicapping them. Right? Forcing them. So Esau go and bomb these nations. Go and steal their resources, completely destabilize them, and then force them into these unfair treaties, okay, these deals. You know, and this is why the scriptures say the beast shall hate the hawk, because ultimately these nations are going to turn on this man, and rightfully so. He deserves it. What else we got here? I wrote some precepts down. Let me see. Let me get Zechariah Slakia. This is Zechariah 11, right? And 5, did I say? Yep. Zechariah 11 and 5. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and say, and they, it's like whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be Yahawah, or Yahawashi, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. So, you know, Esau go in there, he slays, he becomes the possessor, and nobody holds him accountable. Nobody holds him guilty. Again, it goes back to rulership. It goes back to power. Okay? And he's in that position, so it just is what it is, you know? I think I'm going to close out. Let me just get 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 6, and it reads, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So this is why this man can sell you bottled water, free resource. That's a free resource. Cut down the trees, seize all the plants, and seize all the fruits and everything, and turn it and monetize it, and turn it into, you know, your hell. Because that's what this is, man. This is your hell. All right, make no mistake about it, man. This is your hell. You're here to serve your punishment. You're here to serve your L. And Lord willing, Yahawashi, you know, we get delivered from this man soon, period. All right, so with that, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you're edified. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashim Yahawashi, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops, the great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and salutation to your elect, as always. Shalom.